Hey you, yeah, hi. I'm Ashley, and I thought that I would take a couple minutes to talk about kids at Burning Man. Last year was my first year going to Burning Man, and I kind of knew I'd been wanting to go for years and just hadn't made it. It just hadn't worked out. So when I got my ticket, I wasn't sure if I was going to bring my daughter, and I kept going, should I? Can kids go? What's the situation there? It's such a different experience. So first and foremost, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Kids can go to Burning Man. Kids have been a part of Burning Man since its infancy, and every single year it is something that is accommodated and that the founders really do uplift, that they want kids at Burning Man. It is such a different and unique experience, like labor. And it's one of those experiences that you can't really describe until you've gone through it. I'm from the Midwest. Like, most people hear about Burning Man, they're like, what is that? And then they find out about it and they're like, oh my God, you brought your kid there? Yes, I did, actually. It was really great. So, do I think kids should go to Burning Man? Yeah, but I do think you have to decide for yourself if you're the type of parent that can handle it and kind of what your situation is. So the first two things to kind of think about are you going alone or with a significant other, spouse, friend, etc.? And what age are your kids? So I was a single parent, my daughter was 9. That's a little bit different than if I was a single parent with a 2-year-old, right? So if my daughter was 2 and I had to put her to bed because she was crabby at 9-10 p.m., I was gonna be stuck in that tent all night unless I had somebody I knew that could watch her. But still, it's a lot of pressure to put on somebody else to watch your 2-year-old. Granted, she might be okay in her tent, but you just have to have somebody there to watch her. So I might be stuck in my tent all night. And that's a different experience than if I have a 9-year-old, where my 9-year-old knows where the emergency pee jar is. She knows where the porta potties are. She knows how to use a flashlight. She knows how to unlock the tent. She knows how to walk and not get lost, right? She can take care of herself in an emergency. So instead, when she'd go to bed at night, I'd make sure she was asleep. And then I could go off and do my own thing and come check on her. Being, if you're coming with somebody else, you have your significant other to bounce back and forth, right? So if there's 2 of you, you can have those family moments where you're all together as a family, and then you have the times where you can split off. So one parent goes and does their own thing while the other parent stays with the kids. I think the difficulty there is you won't really have the opportunity to have one-on-one time with your significant other unless you have somebody else who can watch your kids. And so you'd have to know a few families going and be able to do that trade-off. The best way, I would say, to make it work to where you're gonna be able to have some of those parenting moments and those alone moments and have those moments with your family is to find a kids or family camp. Kidsville is the one that people know the most. It has like 100 families, maybe more, don't quote me, that stay at the camp. The families that are instrumental to Kidsville existing already have their spaces blocked out in the camp. Then from there, they keep it open. So people sign up as they get their tickets or as they decide to go. So families sign up for their space based on what they need, tents, RVs, etc. But once the camp is full, it's full. So snag those places when you can, because I, last year, looked at the camp and it looked completely open. So I decided, I'll figure it out in a few weeks. I'm not sure if I'm taking my daughter with me. And then the next newsletter that came out from Burning Man on Jackrabbit, the Jackrabbit newsletter came out and it talked about kids in the next issue. And so I saw it at like 11 in the morning or something, a couple hours after it was released. And within that time, all of the Kidsville camp spots had been taken. And so I was on a wait list. And in that time, I was like, well, if I can't find a spot, I'm gonna just go. And I mean, it's scary enough as a single person thinking, hey, I'm gonna trek 25 hours across the country. I know nobody at Burning Man, and I'm just gonna roll with it and figure it out when I go there. But then having your kid with you and not really having a safety net or people that you knew there is a scary experience on its own. So that's why I wanted to make this video, really, because if you know nobody and you aren't sure what to do, but you wanna bring a kid, it can be overwhelming to think about it because you are radically self-relying on yourself and you have to take care of another person to add that into the mix. So camps are the #1 way to do it. My camp, which is the #2 family camp, is Black Rock Explorers. What we do is we offer field trips to families. So that's not to say that like you just drop your kid off and then you go have your own experience for 2 hours, but we offer for the parent and kids to come and experience things across the playa. We set them up ahead of time with theme camps. So last year we did ziplining with the Sexton camp. We did a unicorn tea party with heavy petting zoo. We did screen printing and dance parties and making pewter necklaces, just all sorts of things that we offered to family. We did multiple options a day. If people are interested, I would say get on our Facebook page and like just mention it. The thing I would say is don't expect to be a part of a theme camp and not give something back. If you're on a wait list, the number one thing that you want to do is say what you can offer to the camp, because gifting and is a huge part of the 10 principles of Burning Man. And really it's not about just taking from people. It's about what can you give to the camp. So what can you offer that other people can't? What are you willing to do that might make us try to find room for you? Because really our room is limited. Same thing with Kidsville, but if there's somebody that's able to bring things that's really going to help the camp flourish, they're more apt to try to put you in. The nice thing about family camps is I have friends in camp now, so we might trade off watching our kids so that I can go off with other people that I want to and have a night out and know that my kid is being watched by somebody else. But I trust those people and I built a relationship with those people. Finding the theme camp is really, that's where I felt like I had my people and I could bring my daughter. If I hadn't found that, I wouldn't have been able to. That's not to say that you can't. So for those parents who don't find a theme camp, or you try to find a theme camp and all the family camps are filled up, there are other camps and some of them might let kids. You just have to talk to your camp. If you know people and they have a camp, see if they're cool having a kid there. I saw some people that were in camps that usually didn't have kids and they let 1 or 2 people bring a kid with them. They tried it. So there's always that option. You can still be off on your own camping somewhere at Black Rock City and then come to experience things as a family. I would encourage everybody to go. And if you think you can handle going with your kid, I absolutely think it is an experience that will really stick with your kids. So anyway, I think I'm gonna make another video that talks about what to pack, because I brought so many things I didn't need and then I was kind of missing some things that I should have had, and then I brought too much of certain things based on like other stuff that people had said. It's different, right? Because camping for yourself, you're like, you know, I think I've got enough water and I kind of have some rice cakes to eat for the week. I'm good on food. But when you're planning for a kid, you're like, well, shit. So you buy too much or you have too much. You know, whenever you have your kid, you over plan and or what you think is over planning might not be, like clothes, for example. So I'll probably make another video like that soon when I start packing or thinking about things that I'm missing this year. That's everything I have to say. I hope you guys appreciated this. Anyway, until next time, bye.